story of the Kursk, how a Russian submarine was sunk by its own torpedo. Now, throughout the Cold War, there had been a number of tragic accidents involving Soviet submarines due to lax safety measures. However, since 2000, the Russian Navy has had its own share of submarine disasters. The first one was also the worst, when in August 2000, the nuclear-powered Kursk sank in the Barents Sea due to an explosion in its torpedo room, which killed all 118 of its crew. The Kursk's wreckage was recovered. The accident was ultimately traced to the Type 65-76A torpedo. Though the weapon is powerful enough to destroy an aircraft carrier with a single hit, the Soviet Union inexplicably designed the torpedo to run on hydrogen peroxide fuel, which is highly volatile and requires careful handling. The crew had not been adequately trained to handle those weapons. The Kursk, which had been named after the July 1943 Battle of Kursk, the largest tank engagement in history, was one of 11 nuclear-powered Project 949A Antey, or Oscar II boats built in Seveorvinsk, and was one of the 5 assigned to the Russian Navy's Northern Fleet. The other 6 were assigned to the Pacific Fleet, and while 3 more were planned, construction was eventually halted. In August 2000, Kursk was operating in the northern waters of the Barents Sea and was set to take part in a major exercise, the first since the dissolution of the Soviet Union 9 years earlier. The exercise involved 4 attack submarines, the Northern Fleet flagship Pyotr Veliky, and numerous smaller craft. On August 12th at 11:28 local time, an explosion occurred as the crew was set to fire torpedoes. The officially accepted explanation was that the explosion was caused by a detonation of high-test peroxide, which was used as the torpedo's propellant. The first explosion was followed by a second, equivalent to between 5 and 7 tons, which launched massive pieces of debris back through the submarine. The submarine quickly sank in the relatively shallow water at a depth of 350 feet, at about 85 miles from Seveorvinsk. As the news of the accident was reported, the British Royal Navy and the government of Norway offered to send rescue teams. However, the offers were declined by Russian leadership. The Russians had even claimed that all 118 crewmen in the submarine had been killed instantly, but it was later established that at least 24 of those men had survived for some time based on notes found on the body of an officer that was later recovered. The Russians had quickly used the old Cold War Soviet-era playbook to attempt to pass blame on the accident, and that included suggesting the Kursk had collided with a NATO submarine that was spying on the exercise. Such claims were made again in the fall of 2021 by retired Admiral Vyacheslav Popov, who was the commander of Russia's Northern Fleet when the Kursk exploded. The salvage operation began in September 2001, and it was a delicate one. There was a very real concern that the essential process of cutting away the bow of the Kursk using a tungsten carbide-studded cable before the boat could be lifted might trigger further explosions, as the tool could potentially ignite any pockets of volatile gas, including hydrogen, that remained trapped inside the wreck. The salvage operation, which reportedly cost around $65 million and required assistance from the Dutch marine salvage companies Smith International and Mammoet, was the largest salvage operation of its type ever accomplished. In addition to fears of the gases, there was also the risk of radiation from the reactor. Only 7 of the submarine's 24 torpedoes were accounted for, the rest likely detonated during the accident. The operation was eventually completed when a portion of the Kursk was towed to the port of Seveorvinsk, where the submarine was placed on a floating dry dock for extensive forensic work to be carried out. Only after the bow section was destroyed on the sea floor, likely to prevent foreign countries assessing the debris, did Moscow finally admit the real reasons behind the accident, which was little comfort to the families of the 118 crewmen. The outer hull of the Oscar II submarine was made of high-nickel, high-chrome content stainless steel that was 0.33 inches thick. It had exceptionally good resistance to corrosion and a weak magnetic signature, which helped prevent detection by magnetic anomaly detection systems. There was also a 6.5-foot gap between the outer hull and the 2-inch steel inner hull. The Oscar II boats are fitted with a 7-bladed propeller system, which made it far quieter than the Oscar I's 4-blade propeller. The subs were powered by 2 pressurized water-cooled reactors that powered 2 steam turbines and delivered 73,070 kilowatts of power to 2 shafts. The Oscar II boats were also designed with at least 10 separate compartments that can be sealed off from each other in the event of accidents. These compartments were numbered in sequence from fore to aft. As with other Soviet-era submarine designs, the Oscar was equipped with a bridge open to the elements on top of the sail, as well as an enclosed bridge forward of the station in the sail for use in inclement weather.